Tesla is assembling an army, the most extensive ever seen, millions strong. However, this force isn't bound for combat, they're destined for labor. These robots will transform manufacturing, but before that can happen, we must construct the robots themselves. That's the challenge, and here's how Tesla constructs the Optimus bot. For our army to prosper in its mission to dominate the world, it requires considerable strength. The Tesla bot isn't built for entertainment or trivial tasks. Its purpose is functional. Therefore, Optimus necessitates a precise blend of agility and sheer power. This is where Tesla's robotic actuators play a crucial role. Actuators, essentially electric motors, are an area in which Tesla boasts extensive expertise. They not only produce electric motors for propelling cars forward and backward, but also design smaller actuators to control steering, as seen in the Cybertruck's four-wheel steering system. Despite being rudimentary in terms of robotics, the ability to move forward, backward, left, and right only constitutes 2 degrees of freedom, a term describing the number of possible movement directions for a component. If you are new to Tesla Global, why not subscribe and get notified when the latest Tesla news releases? There are 2 main categories of actuators used in the Tesla bot: linear and rotary. Within each category, there are 3 specific designs based on the required action, essentially small, medium, and large sizes for each style of motor. Let's start with linear actuators, also sometimes referred to as screw-type motors. Elon Musk favors these because they are a very simple and reliable design, essentially just a motor-driven piston that extends out and retracts. While the hydraulic system failed during liftoff on 4/20/2023 and led to the entire rocket eventually spinning out of control and exploding, the electric thrust vectoring has twice now made it all the way to a successful stage separation for the Starship booster. Optimus is doing something similar for humanoid robots. For most of the past decade, our go-to example of a humanoid robot has been the Boston Dynamics Atlas. These are hydraulic-powered robots, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. However, the biggest problem here is that a hydraulic system is just not practical for a consumer product that we expect to be used around the house and in the workplace by millions of people. Electric motors are quieter, cleaner, less prone to leakage, and don't require maintenance. But if we look at the original Bumblebee prototype of the Tesla bot, it was mostly using rotary actuators to drive the arms and legs. The same goes for the new Figure 1 humanoid robot, which appears to use exclusively rotary actuators. Observing our companion Optimus, we can identify 3 main uses of the linear actuator: in the forearms, thighs, and calves. In each body segment, the linear actuators operate in pairs to enhance torque, with one on each side of the muscle group. This configuration enables one actuator to push while the other pulls, creating an additional degree of freedom. Unlike a single rotary actuator, which would demand significant torque when the knee is bent and minimal torque when straightened, linear actuators with the 4-bar link mechanism allow for a more consistent force application throughout the movement. This results in a more efficient use of energy, as extremes are avoided. The calf actuators operate similarly to the wrists, primarily moving the heel up and down when synchronized. When working oppositely, they provide a secondary degree of freedom to slightly angle the foot from side to side. Now, turning our attention to the foot of the Tesla bot, although it possesses a degree of freedom with a pivot point at the toes, it remains inactive. This is because toe force exertion is unnecessary unless jumping or sprinting. Hence, the Tesla bot foot incorporates a spring-loaded mechanism enabling the toe box to pivot and return to its resting position automatically. Now let's talk about the rotational actuators. These are pretty similar to the same electric motors that drive a car or spin a washing machine. The Tesla bot actuators use permanent magnets to generate the rotation, while it's more common for electric motors to use AC induction. The difference is that permanent magnets provide more torque in a smaller package and generate a more consistent torque curve over the whole operating range of the actuator, which is better for precision control. Permanent magnet motors are generally more expensive because of the need for rare earth metals like neodymium, but we know that Tesla is developing a new motor for the Redwood EV platform that eliminates the need for rare earth. So in theory, the same cost savings can transfer over to the Tesla bot as well. The most prominent use of the rotational actuator on the Tesla bot is in the pelvis area. There are 6 fundamental degrees of freedom here, with one motor pointing upwards that controls the rotation of the torso, coupled to another motor pointing forward that controls the left-right tilt of the torso. It's important to note here that the Tesla bot can't bend forward at the torso the way that a person can. That same dual motor combo is implemented above each hip joint, with a rotational actuator that controls the sideways angle of the leg, so these can widen or narrow the stance of the bot and sway the hips for balance while walking, and a second actuator that rotates the leg from side to side. The hand of the Tesla bot is designed to be as human-like as possible, and the reason for that comes down to ease of use. The world is already designed to be ergonomic to the human hand, so there's no point in trying to fight against that. Each actuator has a built-in clutch to prevent back drive, so when the finger is contracted, a mechanism will lock it into place so that it can't spring back. The only human feature that the Tesla bot still lacks is the middle knuckle. Optimus's fingers join where they meet the hand and the fingertip, but they don't have that pivot point right in the middle that allows us to make a tight fist. Probably better that the robot can't do that. You'll notice a couple of interesting things here. For one, unlike a human, the Tesla bot has 4 fingers of equal length. This just makes sense from a manufacturing point of view. And for 2, when the robot hand is at rest, the fingers actually curve inwards a little bit, just like a person. If we flip over to our new friend Figure 1, we'll notice 2 more things about the hands. Thing 1, Figure actually does have the middle knuckle, though I'm not convinced it makes the hand any more useful. There's so much precision required here that Tesla has a small computer controller embedded into each hand to drive the fingers and receive feedback from the pressure sensors in each fingertip. The internal controllers also work to help Optimus recognize where his hands are in physical space. The head of the Tesla bot is mostly hollow. There's not much up there right now except for digital cameras. The head is actuated with 2 degrees of freedom. It can look up and down and side to side for increased field of view, but this is mostly just done to make it appear more human-friendly. But the deep black is a bit disconcerting. I do like what Figure 1 did with their front screen. It's just a simple light display that lets you know what the robot is up to. Within the chest cavity of the Tesla bot, you'll primarily find battery cells, specifically the 2170 size Panasonic batteries utilized in the Model 3 and Model Y. These batteries boast high energy density, enabling maximum power storage in minimal space. Given the significance of power consumption in humanoid robots, they mustn't spend excessive time on charging stations if they're to surpass human productivity. Tesla has achieved a remarkable reduction in the bot's power consumption, from just 100 watts when idle to 500 watts during brisk walking. Additionally, the efficiency of linear actuators plays a pivotal role in power consumption reduction, as they concurrently decrease the weight of the bot's limbs, thereby requiring less energy for movement. This interconnectedness is crucial. The battery pack, offering 2.3 kWh of storage, is deemed adequate for a full day of work, equating to around 8 or 9 hours of continuous operation. Similar to Tesla vehicles, the battery pack integrates a computer brain responsible for managing charging, power distribution, and cooling. The computer vision and occupancy networks used by Optimus are directly derived from vehicle-based autopilot software, with the primary difference being the training data. While Optimus doesn't require driving skills, he must interact adeptly with a three-dimensional world, which poses a novel challenge for Tesla's AI team. Unlike the driving-based AI, which aim to maintain lane integrity and avoid collisions, Optimus must engage with his environment, grasping objects and understanding spatial arrangements. The path forward mirrors that of the Tesla self-driving car, mass production of robots followed by experiential learning in the real world. Like autopilot, Optimus will inevitably make mistakes, but each error serves as a valuable learning opportunity, bringing him closer to success.